Hey, what is going on, guys? You're listening to the Realest podcast, and welcome to January 2nd edition of the show. Oh, the Raw review. Got a phone going off. Who's this?
I don't know, man, but I'm glad you woke me up because Raw was boring as hell.
Well, I'm joined by Chris, someone who, it's like we get one show, we have Kyle show up who, he doesn't show up unless it's a pay-per-view. We get Chris who doesn't show up unless it's a pay-per-view too.
Man,
what's,
I've been busy.
what's the special occasion?
I was bored.
Well, we also have Andrew here.
What's up, guys?
You sound tired, bud.
Yeah, it's been a long weekend.
Yeah, it sure
And then
has.
Raw, man. Man, I was just trying so hard to stay awake tonight.
It wasn't very easy.
I actually fell
No.
asleep.
No, there's only two things that kept me interested tonight, and that was the last standing match and the promo at the end with Goldberg.
The commercials?
Oh, hey, we got the commercials too. Don't forget, that's the most exciting part of Raw.
Yeah, it really was.
Well, I mean, the first Raw of the new year for 2017. I mean, what'd you guys
You think they'd start it with a bang? Or at least attempt to.
Well, they did. They said we'll have Roman in another title fight against Chris Jericho. Let's see if people like that.
Look, I love Roman to death, but they're starting to kill me on him. I know you never thought you'd hear me say that, but
Don't tell Juan; he'll be upset.
Yeah, we're.
he's probably gonna gripe me out for that one because I don't think he's ever heard me say that.
I mean, speaking of Juan, where is Juan? He'll come in. He'll come in, and this is what I love about Juan is he'll come in and he'll say, "Hey guys, so Roman Reigns, yeah." And you're just like, there's like Juan, it's SmackDown, but who's Roman Reigns gonna face next? Dude, it's SmackDown. I love him to death, though. But I mean,
Got all my fans.
how about Superman / God himself beating Chris Jericho again with the Go ahead.
You know, and I was so mad with that match. I mean, Chris Jericho should have won that match again. It just, here I'm thinking, oh, he just pulled to Eddie Guerrero. Roman Reigns is going to get disqualified. Oh, perfect way to give him the title. Nope, the referee says, you know what? I'm going to ignore that. I didn't see it. Where if, anybody else would have done it, it would have been like, oh, yeah, you're disqualified.
Yeah, 100%.
This is how I feel right now. I'm just not enthusiastic about this.
I'm not either. I'm just like, it's Raw. It's a good show, or not really, but it kind of really sucked. Oh, Goldberg was there. Yeah, that's something. And Paul Heyman looked really scared.
Yeah, he looked like he was about to crap himself a few times.
Yeah.
No, actually, you know what? You know what was the most exciting thing for me tonight was the introduction of the new show on the WWE Network.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Airing right now. I don't even know what it's called, but that was awesome.
It was something. I don't
JBL and
remember.
Paul Heyman are gonna do it.
Yeah, I know. And then we got to wait because after this show, we're doing a little thing with my show, so it's gonna be a little bit before we watch it.
Yeah. Speaking of that, do you want to tell everyone what that is?
Oh well, you know what? We had a brand new idea, and I love this new Facebook Live shit that people are using. So I came up with a show. Blake kind of helped me come up with the concept. It's going to be This Week in Everything with Chris Chaos, and Blake's going to help me out with the debut show tonight. But it's literally covering everything from wrestling to movies to television to games to pop culture, but taken with my twisted ass mind as a spin on it. So it should be following pretty closely after this. I was going to say 11 p.m., but I'm thinking more about 11:30 tonight for the debut show.
So, Andrew, I do have one question for you.
What's that?
Did you notice that Roman Reigns did not walk out with the United States title whenever he went to confront Goldberg?
Yeah, what was up with that?
I don't know. It seemed like there was a lot of beef between those two, didn't it? You're just like, wait, did these guys, did they text each other and get really mad at each other for texting or something?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? No, it was weird. It was interesting confrontation. I honestly wouldn't have minded seeing that match somewhere down the road. But it's not going to happen at this point. So it's kind of like, okay, well now you're teasing something that isn't going to happen.
Bastards.
Yeah.
I want you to think about this. There's a possibility that Roman could be fed Undertaker, could be fed Goldberg.
Could be fed at the Golden Corral.
Just think about that at WrestleMania, because there's now a rumor going around that Taker's going to be going after the Universal title, which makes zero sense.
Why? He's SmackDown Live now. You can't just change your mind. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that, because they just broke their silence saying that Shawn Michaels and Undertaker are both appearing on Raw.
And
Now, Shawn Michaels, I get, right? But Undertaker? Question mark.
Yeah, it makes zero sense for the Undertaker to show up. He's coming to, he's digging holes and taking souls, or taking souls. I don't know. I don't remember what he said.
Eating a sandwich, maybe.
I don't know. Eating a sandwich and digging holes.
Eating a sandwich, eating some Popeye.
Digging holes and taking souls.
Chugging back a few beers.
Eating some popcorn.
Austin 316.
Digging holes at Austin 316 said I just whipped your ass.
And ate some popcorn.
With some extra butter. Then you better not be stingy on that butter, or else.
And the Rock has come back.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? It's some popcorn.
So, it's funny. It's called Bring It to the Table, this new show, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically exactly like SportsCenter. If you ever watch SportsCenter, you have like a panel of people that talk about all things, sports. And they have like a little side panel that like shows you what their topics are. And they just go through and they talk about it. And that's exactly what they're doing. They have that little side panel. It's just a knockoff of SportsCenter. And they have Paul Heyman. They have JBL. And they have some random guy who I don't even know who he is.
He's a big
does anybody
WWE
know who
fan.
that guy is?
I think
Okay,
I
so
think
he's
he's
a
in
big WWE
communication. I think he's in communications. He did a panel for one of the pay-per-views. I want to say could have been Survivor Series.
Most recent one.
It could have been
If
Survivor
you
Series.
look him up, he actually was one of the head
He was
producers for
Roadblock.
ESPN SportsCenter for about 4 years.
Okay, so he actually does have something to do with sports. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know the guy. So I mean, for me, it's kind of like, I don't know who he is. I really don't care. But
I mean, how about Anderson actually getting kind of a clean win tonight against Cesaro?
No, I would give Anderson credit, but you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna put him in a tag team match with Cesaro and Sheamus, and they're just gonna be made fun of and make mean jokes like, "Oh, nerd," "Oh, geek," and then they're just gonna get pinned. So like, I'm over it.
I mean, I hope you do know that that's going to be the probably going to be a tag team match at the Royal Rumble.
Probably. And I just spoil that match for you, because that's exactly what's gonna happen, leading up to it.
Do you know how bad I want to tell people the prediction that you already gave me for the Rumble?
Too bad you can't say it. It's against the rules.
Listen,
I already gave you one prediction.
No, I gave you like a good one.
Oh no, Blake gave me this prediction. What he said was what was going to happen at the Rumble was beep, and then he was going to come out victorious.
Yeah, definitely. I see what you did there.
All I'll say is we're probably not going to see Sami Zayn on WWE television for a while.
No, he's probably done until the Royal Rumble.
No, but I mean, it was a bold prediction. I told Chris, he's like, "No, I gotta say something." I'm like, "No, you're not. Don't say anything."
Save it
I'm
for
going
our
to do it on my show.
Yeah, that'd be about right. I mean, I'm looking through everything to what there's to talk about. I mean, T.J. Perkins. I mean, the Brian Kendrick was literally a champion a couple weeks ago, and Perkins was fed him. I'm looking through, like, there's nothing great, nothing at all. Bailey's the new number one contender because of Sasha Banks, basically Sasha Banks interference,
which is stupid. Which is completely stupid.
I love how you put that, Blake. When you're going through it, you don't give it any emphasis. You're like against the Brian Kendrick. It's not like the Brian Kendrick. You're like, yeah, against the Brian Kendrick.
It's Raw.
Well, that's what it is anymore. I mean, they take excellent talents and they destroy them. I mean, the Brian Kendrick was a great heel, and now they make him Neville's lapdog? Question mark. So then they feed him Perkins, and now Perkins is supposed to take on Neville, and I guess after Neville beats Perkins, he can finally beat Rich Swann, even though he beat Rich Swann last week. I don't know.
Oh, that makes me wonder which one gonna win.
Rich Swann?
Yeah,
No, no,
which one? Which one
no.
of all the guys? Which one?
Man,
Oh man.
I'm so I don't know, man. I'm so over this. I'm so over Raw. I quit.
I was
Andrew,
hoping.
it shows all you.
I was hoping that they would at least make an effort to wow me. I mean, especially after last week where SmackDown destroyed them in the ratings, and it's like they came out and they addressed the elephant in the room right away. We got to do what we got to do to get our ratings back. We need to be number one in line. Damn it, And then they go on and put on a show like this, and I'm kind of like, let me just listen to me. Normally I'm enthusiastic, but I mean I'm just like half asleep and I just don't give a crap.
I mean, that's how I am for like the past month for Monday Night Raws. I've probably fallen asleep for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, I gotta watch a show. No, but also if you guys did not listen to our previous show, the best of 2016, I highly recommend you listen to that. It was a really good show. Actually, I'm not saying that I set this show to a low standard, but it was actually a lot better than I expected.
Oh yeah, well we really got into it and really discussed like a wide range of subjects and um, really kind of got to the best and worst of 2016. And especially when it comes to SmackDown, it's like a night or day experience.
Yeah, I mean it really was, man, and I I can't. Tomorrow, the only thing I'm gonna say that I probably will have a complaint about with SmackDown is I think the contract signing is kind of premature. I think it's gonna be a bit too early for a contract signing because usually
Yeah,
you want a contract signing a week or two before the main event, not go contract signing. Like you usually want to build the story, make it super hardcore, and then do a contract signing to make that contract signing so important.
right. I just hope they're not trying to force it on us. You know what I mean? Like force the feud in too early. I mean, they got like 4 weeks to develop the thing. They don't have to like jump into it like it's been going on for like a few months.
We are talking about AJ Styles and Cena, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was making sure that we were on the same page. Um, when it like, I don't think they will because we also cannot forget who they both are. It's Cena and it's AJ Styles. Those two are outstanding, magnificent.
Yeah, but I mean, you can look at AJ Styles and John Cena, and they can sell you anything. But
AJ Styles
we've
is
heard,
phenomenal.
yeah, he's phenomenal. He's excellent. But we've seen what bad writing can do on Raw. So I'm hoping that SmackDown just keeps doing what they're doing. I mean, I don't know. It just you look at what they did with Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. The contract signing was what the week of or the week before.
Yeah.
The championship match makes sense. You still got like what 3 weeks, 2 weeks to
Four.
towards the paper. 4. So you got a whole month.
Yeah.
You got a whole month. You don't have to do that now. You can slowly build up to it.
Yeah. But there's just so much. But with Raw, it's like they're not even building it up. It's like, wait, is Seth Rollins going for the title? Wait, is it Roman? Wait, is it Jericho? These two aren't getting. What's going on? It's just so bad and so confusing.
Well, I
They tell
honestly
you?
wouldn't throw a fit if Chris Jericho won the Royal Rumble.
I would, and I love Jericho.
I love Jericho too, but I mean, I wouldn't throw a fit with it because
You know what?
I actually want to see him and Kevin Owens go at it.
I'm gonna win the Rumble.
I I don't see Chris Jericho winning, and this is why: is because he's leaving to tour and record with Fozzy right after WrestleMania. So it makes zero sense to have him win the Rumble and go into the main event at the Royal Rumble, or pre or co-main event the Royal Rumble when he's just gonna leave right after instead of giving a star that can develop from this. I mean, if Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion at the end of this, which is what the rumor is, because apparently the rumors for Roman Reigns is Braun Strowman, Undertaker, and then I don't know, but there's also a rumor going out that for the SmackDown Championship is Undertaker, Cena, and AJ Styles.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing though that you're saying is every time you say it, you say, but it doesn't make much sense. But the thing is, we're talking about not necessarily just WWE, but we're talking about Raw. They haven't been making much sense lately.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it would make sense if you threw Undertaker in the SmackDown Championship picture because they publicly announced that he's on the SmackDown Live roster because that's what he's always been. And then they throw a curveball at you tonight saying that he's going to be there on Raw, and it's kind of like, why? I mean, well, we know why. I mean, let's be honest. If we want to really kind of gauge why they're bringing Undertaker on, and the same thing with HBK, is because their ratings are tanking really bad, and for good reason. So the only way they feel like they're going to get some viewers back is by bringing on Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. But I mean, that's the question I propose to you. Does having Undertaker on Raw and doing something on Raw kind of hurt SmackDown Live in a way?
I don't think so. I think it just makes it pointless for him to even come to SmackDown and say, "I'm back, I'm digging holes or I'm taking souls and digging holes." But I mean, it makes zero sense. I don't think they really hurt long term for it because again, Undertaker is only a part timer right now. But here's another big question: what brand main events WrestleMania?
SmackDown.
Realistically, what WWE Vince McMahon, what main event is he going to pick? SmackDowns or Raws?
He's going to pick whatever event, whether he wants to boost Raw back up or not. He's already seen the numbers, and he's going to pick the event that he thinks is going to make him the most. So I would say SmackDown.
If he's going to do it like that, then he's going to do Raw. Because he's already done Raw, 2 pay-per-views, 2 straight. That's been his main event. SummerSlam.
And how great were they?
They were awful, but that's
the point. So he's going to go with SmackDown.
But that's the thing. When it comes to Vince McMahon, he does what he wants to watch. He doesn't care. Like if you'll hear him say he only does what he wants to watch, and that's really all he does. That's all he wants to do because it entertains him.
Right, and that's the problem with Vince. I mean, let's not take anything away from him. He's been at the top of the empire for years. And the reason why he's been at the top of the empire is because he knows what the older generation wanted, right? He knew when it was time to...
Hold on. I resent that remark.
Hey, don't feel bad. I'm not saying that, I'm not a part of the older generation because I am. But, like he knew what people in the 90s and early 2000s wanted. And that was what made him so successful. But the problem is that the company has grown so much to the point where they're jumping into this idea of the PG era. They have been in that idea for quite some time. And, with the whole PG era, they're trying to make it more kid friendly. And the problem with it is that the reason why people went to companies like WCW was because they weren't PG. They were, for, young teens and adults. It was, exciting stuff that you would see in like television shows. It wasn't like it is now where it's kind of like, okay, well, we have a whole bunch of heartthrobs on there, but it's okay because we can get them past by pushing them and hard writing. But that's not what the people want. 90% of the people that actually are smart fans want to see like really good competition like we see on NXT. And that's the thing, because Triple H, who not only was a part of the wrestling generation that was so famous, but he was a wrestling fan at first. He was the guy that wanted to, show up at a WrestleMania and one day be a part of the show. And then he did make that thing, and he kind of wants to give back to the program. He doesn't want to see it go. He wants to see it continue. And because he knows what the fans want, he works that into his ideas in order to provide a show that is not only manageable for the younger viewers, but also something that the older generation can still tolerate. It's not too sugar coated.
We also forgot a main point there. There was money when it came to WCW
Oh yeah, no,
and
there was tons
creative
of.
control.
Well, yeah, think about it. I mean, you had Ted Turner, who literally had bottomless pockets and was trying to bury Vince, and in turn, I mean, it turned on him in the end run. But
He had no more control over GWC. That was all AOL. AOL. Think about that.
damn,
AOL.
I remember AOL. No, yeah, but screw you, dude, because like I'm that whole older generation. I remember like sitting there, 12 years old, starting up AOL 3.0, and going, "Oh my God, I'm about to be on the internet. I get to talk to somebody else." It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was nerve wracking, And then that's the thing about it. It's just like we as a smart fan require that type of intelligence from our product. We want them to kind of cater to us, but at the same time, they want to move on to this next generation of fans that's not sitting well with them. That's what got him in trouble in the first place, which is what created WCW. Ted Turner saw something and wanted to capitalize on it because it was something that the WWE wasn't capitalizing on. And now WWE is top of the line again. TNA, which was his only competitor at some point, is pretty much in dire straits of folding and not being a part of the program anymore. So, and when you have other organizations like New Japan Wrestling that are catering to WWE, it's understandable to see that, Vince is going to sit in his ways where he's nice and comfortable up in the mountain there, and he's going to get complacent again, just like they did before the Attitude Era.
We are going to be ending the show pretty soon. Reason being, of course, is because of it. Well, when shows are this slow, this is usually what happens. It's always great, isn't it? Did anything catch your eye really tonight? I mean, the last man standing match. Like I said, I think Sami Zayn shouldn't be on TV for a while. I wouldn't say the ending promo was great. I just think it finally showed, okay, hey, we are going to have some stars in this Royal Rumble. So, I hope that we don't have like Roman Reigns say, I'm going to enter the Rumble if I lose, or something like that. I think that should be forbidden. And also, Money in the Bank will be a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view this year.
Really? Interesting.
It is. It really is.
Why only SmackDown?
I don't know. I mean, either WWE's like, okay, obviously SmackDown is the better show, so let's do this, or I don't know. They might have their own idea of doing something new. Who knows? But I mean, Chris, is there anything that really caught your eye? I forgot how. No, that's how bad that microphone can be, because they just heard every single second of you picking up the headset. You're and putting it on.
It sounded like you fell over. Down. I got nervous.
I was trying to get drunk.
They'll put it close.
I know I was doing it on purpose. What caught my eye when?
Anything catch your eye on Raw tonight that that was pretty good. I'd like to see where that goes.
Honestly, no, not at all. Like, I've gotten to the point where I really, and I love WWE, dude, but I've gotten to the point where Raw just bores me. Like, truly, I told you, like, my favorite part was the freaking commercial / promo for the new show. I mean, that's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. Well, I honestly think the last really good Raw was the opening of the brand split when Sasha beat Charlotte. But I don't know. I know Bayley's going to have a big 2017. I just hope that when it comes to Bayley and Charlotte, we don't see the title change hands 6 times. And by the way, Mickie James, they have found out who the luchador or luchadora was under the mask. It was the girl that Alexa Bliss kind of put shade on, didn't wrestle, refused to wrestle 2 weeks ago. There was
looked up her name earlier. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. But it was rumored that it was Mickie James, and there still is a rumor that Mickie James could come out of it.
Yeah, no. It was like Dominica Pirelli or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
but she's like one of the newer talents on NXT. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't see them doing Mickey James. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Mickey James is like she's not dark skinned. And I mean, I hate to put it out that way, but I mean, you could tell that the luchador
Andrew's
was
Racist
like a darker
2017.
tan. No, no, but you could tell that she was a little bit more tan than your average person, and that's exactly what she is. She's very tan. It looks like puts a lot of that spray tan on. But I mean, Mickey James is very light skinned, so it's like you can't turn around and say that's Mickey James.
Yeah, and I think with that being said, since Andrew is now a racist, no, I'm joking. He's not.
I don't know, dude. That seemed kind of racial there.
No, it wouldn't, because people are going to blow this out of proportion. Everybody does. But I think that's going to do it for us because, again, it was a bad Raw. I mean, I'm at a point now, again, where it's like, do I even want to watch tomorrow? That was so bad. And, that's one of the big things is, there's people really out there that'll tune in and they're like, man, this is how Monday Night Raw is. I'm not going to tune into SmackDown because we all know it's going to be awful. But I think for Chris and for Andrew, Chris, do you want to promote your show one more time? That way people know.
What show?
Oh, I
No, I'm
don't
just
know.
kidding. No, 11:30 or so. We're gonna pull for 11:30. I'm still getting a few things together. The This Weekend Everything with Chris Chaos, special guest Blake Carter. We're gonna Facebook Live this bitch, and I'm gonna give you my spin on everything that I think happened in the last year. What was good, what was bad, what was ugly, and what wasn't.
Well, okay. Until next time, until tomorrow night, we'll be giving.
Oh, hold on. And by the way, I was just told that if we didn't do this, that we would get slapped. So we have to give a shout out to Bella. You got a message, so I had to do it because otherwise we get in trouble, man.
You get in trouble. I don't get in trouble.
No, you don't want to see the wrath of this woman. Anyways,
So tomorrow night we'll be live with the SmackDown live review immediately following SmackDown, and then when Thursday hits, we'll be doing next big thing. Saturday, keeping it real, and then it just restarts on Monday. So until next time, peace out.
oh.